You are working harder than most people around you. You wake up early. You stay up late. You sacrifice weekends. You take on more responsibility. You push through exhaustion that would stop other men cold. And at the end of all of it, at the end of every single month, you're still looking at the same numbers, the same stress, the same gap between where you are and where you're supposed to be. You're working harder than ever, and you're still broke. Not broke in a way that makes sense. Not broke because you are lazy. Not broke because you do not care. Broke in a way that feels deeply unfair. Broke in a way that keeps you awake at 3 a.m. wondering what is wrong with you. And that question, what is wrong with me? That is exactly where I want to start today, because the answer is not what you think it is. And if nothing changes, if you keep doing exactly what you are doing right now, this is not temporary. This is your future. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, the same effort, the same pressure, the same numbers. Let me tell you what is actually happening. There is a man who runs every single day. 5 miles, 6 miles, rain or shine. He is disciplined, he is consistent, he is serious about his fitness, but he is running in the wrong direction. Every mile he covers is a mile further from where he needs to go. And after years of this, after years of genuine effort and real sacrifice, he finds himself not just tired, but lost, further from the destination than when he started. And the painful thing is, this man looks at himself and sees a hard worker. He is right. He is a hard worker. But his hard work has been building nothing because he has been running on the wrong road. That is you, not just in behavior but in structure. And that is the invisible pattern I am about to expose today. The problem is not your effort. The problem is not your intelligence. The problem is not your circumstances, your neighborhood, your background, your past, or your bad luck. The problem is structural. And until you understand that word structural, you will keep repeating the same cycle on a slightly larger scale and wondering why your effort never becomes wealth. I want to take my time with this today because this is one of the most important conversations a man can have. Not just about money, about the way a man builds his life, about the relationship between effort and result, between work and wealth, between discipline and actual change. Most men never understand this relationship. They assume that if they just work harder, the math will eventually work in their favor. It does not. And I am going to show you exactly why. Let us start with the first painful truth. Hard work is not a building strategy. Hard work is a fuel source. And fuel without an engine, without a container, without a design system to convert that fuel into forward movement, fuel just burns. It burns and it disappears. And what you are left with is exhaustion. You are left with years of your life spent, energy depleted, and a bank account that does not reflect the sacrifice you have made. That is not a mystery. That is a structural consequence. Think about it this way. A man can pour gasoline all day long. He can be incredibly dedicated to pouring that gasoline. He can wake up at 5 a.m. to pour it. He can sacrifice his evenings and his weekends to pour it. But if there is no engine, if there is no vehicle designed to convert that fuel into motion, all he is doing is making a very large, very dangerous puddle. The gasoline is real, the effort is real, but the result is still nothing. Or worse, it becomes destructive. This is the first hidden pattern I want you to see clearly. Hard work without a structural container does not build wealth. It burns energy, and the more intense your effort without a proper structure beneath it, the faster you burn and the less you have to show for it. Now let me address the lies you have been told, because because they are making this worse. You have been told that if you want it badly enough, it will happen. You have been told that your breakthrough is just around the corner. You have been told that the right mindset will shift everything. You have been told to visualize your future, to speak your wealth into existence, to believe bigger, to push harder, to grind longer. And these ideas, these modern beliefs about success, they are not just useless, they are actively dangerous because they keep you focused on the inside, on your feelings and your desires and your emotional state, while the structural problems in your life continue to operate untouched. And the system you were taught to follow, the way you were told success works, is the exact reason you are still stuck. Motivation does not pay bills. Emotional breakthroughs do not create financial systems. Hustle without architecture is just organized chaos. And wanting something badly, no matter how sincerely, no matter how desperately, wanting something badly does not build the container necessary to hold it. Here is something I want you to sit with. You can want a promotion with every fiber of your being. You can feel that desire in your bones. But if the structural quality of your work does not reflect the level you want to be promoted to, the promotion will not come. And if it does come, you will not be able to hold it, because the container, the structural capacity you have built, does not match the weight of what you're asking for. This is one of the most overlooked laws in human life. Capacity must precede increase. Let me say that again because I need you to hear it fully. Capacity must precede increase. More money would not save you. It would expose you. You cannot receive what you have not built the structure to hold. This is not a spiritual mystery. This is architecture. This is engineering. This is the same reason you cannot pour water into a broken cup and expect it to stay. Now let me take you to a moment in Torah that proves this law with absolute clarity. In the book of Kings, there is a widow. She is in crisis. Her husband has died, she has debt she cannot pay, and creditors are coming to take her sons as payment. She goes to Elisha the prophet. She is desperate, she is emotional, she has genuine need. Elisha does not pray over her emotions. He does not give her a motivational speech. He does not tell her to believe bigger or visualize abundance. He asks her one question. What do you have in your house? She tells him. She has one small jar of oil. That is it. One small container. And then Elisha tells her to do something that looks completely irrational from the outside. He tells her to go and gather empty vessels. Not a few, many. He tells her to collect every empty container she can find from her neighbors. He tells her to shut the door and begin pouring. And she pours. And that one small jar fills vessel after vessel after vessel. The oil keeps coming. It keeps multiplying. It keeps flowing. And the moment she runs out of empty vessels, the oil stops. The text is very specific about this. The oil did not stop because God withdrew it. The oil stopped because there were no more containers. I want you to understand what that means structurally. The miracle, the provision, the overflow, it was directly limited by the number of containers she had prepared. Not by her faith alone, not by her desire alone, not by her need alone, by her containers, by her preparation, by the structural capacity she had built before the oil began to flow. The woman did not receive what she wanted. She received what she had prepared to hold. And this is the law that governs your financial life right now. You are not broke because God does not want you to prosper. You are not broke because the universe is against you. You are not broke because of bad luck or bad timing or a bad economy. You are broke because your current structure your habits, your financial systems, your patterns of spending, earning, saving, and building, your current structure cannot hold more than it is already holding. And more money flowing into a broken structure does not create wealth. It creates bigger problems at a higher volume. I have watched this play out in real life more times than I can count. A man gets a raise. He is excited. He thinks this is finally the moment. And within months, his expenses have risen to meet the new income. And he is just as tight as he was before. A man wins money. He receives an inheritance. He gets a business windfall. And within a short period, it is gone. Not because he is stupid, not because he is evil, but because his structure, his container, could not hold it. The increase came before the capacity, and what cannot be held cannot be kept. This is why more money alone will never solve your financial problems. This is why the answer is never just more income. More income without structural reform is just more fuel for the same fire. It burns faster and it disappears sooner. So what is the actual structure that needs to change? Let me be specific with you. When I say structure, I mean 5 distinct things. I mean how you earn. I mean how you manage what you earn. I mean how you spend. I mean how you build. And I mean how you think about your own identity in relationship to money. Most men who work hard and stay broke have a serious structural problem in at least 3 of those 5 areas. And because they focus exclusively on the first one, on earning more, the other 4 remain completely broken. And a broken container will empty no matter how fast you are filling it. This is not advice. This is reconstruction. Because understanding the problem without a path forward is just more pain. And I am not interested in adding to your pain. I am interested in giving you a functional road out of this cycle. Step 1. Stop increasing your earning before you fix your management. This sounds counterintuitive because everything in our culture tells you that more income is always the answer. But if your current management structure is broken, and I mean if you do not have a clear written account of every dollar that enters and leaves your life every single month, then more income will simply be mismanaged at a larger scale. Before you chase a raise, before you launch the side business, before you take the extra shifts, you need to sit down with complete honesty and map your current financial reality. Not what you think it looks like, not what you feel like it looks like. The actual numbers, every dollar in, every dollar out, where it goes, when it goes, why it goes. You cannot build on a foundation you refuse to look at. Step 2. Identify your structural leaks. Every man who works hard and stays broke has structural leaks in his financial life. These are the places where money exits his